What can you tell us about the pro-Gaddafi forces that are still out there and how much of a threat they could still be to rebels?
Well, it's a difficult one to answer. Clearly, Tripoli is a sort of patchwork of different areas of control at the moment. Yes, we've seen these huge advances by the rebels. In many places, they've come in unopposed, which has been surprising to many observers because, the Gaddafi loyalists, Colonel Gaddafi himself said, even right up until last night, that he had tens of thousands of soldiers who were prepared to resist and defend this city. But I can tell you that's not quite how it's happened, although there are certain areas, like the area around Gaddafi's compound, a short distance from here, and around this hotel, the Rixos Hotel, in the centre of Tripoli, and they're saying that obviously around here there are still a lot of Gaddafi loyalists in the area, and there is still fighting underway between the various groups. I mean, just a few moments ago, before I came on air, there were fierce gunshots taking place right behind me.
And the million-dollar question, Matthew, is where is Moammar Gadhafi right now? Nobody knows, right?
No, I mean, there are rumours circulating about where he's located. Obviously, there's some. He's made these addresses over the course of the past several nights, apparently from Tripoli. That's certainly what officials have told us. Well, the last time we spoke to them, at least, that he remains in Tripoli and tends to sort of lead this fight from the front. But we haven't seen Colonel Gadhafi for some time, and so I think very much now, as the rebels sort of consolidate their hold on various areas of Tripoli, they'll be searching high and low for Colonel Gadhafi. But as to his exact whereabouts, well, I mean, that's the big question for the rebels.
Matthew, this is Carol. I was just wondering, we hear gunfire behind you. Is that celebratory gunfire, or is that the sound of fighting between the rebel forces and the Gadhafi forces?
It's not celebratory gunfire. As I was mentioning earlier, Tripoli is made up of a sort of patchwork of areas of control. Maybe 10–20% of it is in the control of Gaddafi loyalist hands. And the area where I'm sitting right now, in the Rixos Hotel and the sort of Gaddafi compound a short distance from here, and a few other installations, that's one of those pockets that is still under the control of Gaddafi forces. And so we're not with the rebels still, we're with the Gaddafi forces in this small part of central Tripoli. It's not clear how long that will last. We've heard rumours that some kind of counter-offensive may be underway or may be being planned by Gaddafi forces. But at the moment, what we're hearing are sporadic clashes between opposition fighters and the government loyalists, who are still very much in control of this area around the Rixos Hotel and this part of central Tripoli.
And I know something you were grappling with, or have been. It used to be you'd have government minders all around you. You don't have those minders anymore. Yesterday I was watching your live reports and I kind of felt you were in danger. What are things like now?
Well, it's still pretty uncertain, because I mean the whole problem with being in this situation is that we're facing a transition which could be quite hazardous for us. At the moment, as I say, it's still government controlled. All the minders that were here have left. That's true. But what's come back in their place is a kind of armed men, obviously very loyal to Colonel Gaddafi. They're patrolling sort of the outskirts of the hotel. They're in the lobby of the hotel as well. And, the expectation is that at some point, and already this morning, there have been fierce battles around the compound of Colonel Gaddafi just behind me, and there's still some sporadic fighting going on there. At some point, the expectation is that they're going to come to the Rixos to try and take the hotel over.